Hi, it's good to see or just know you all are there. So welcome back to another Friday yoga, or welcome if you are watching the recording. And so we're actually going to get started today in Hero's Pose. Normally we just let you kind of get like a tall spine, but I'm actually going to cue you into rather than cross-legged. So Hero's Pose, your feet are underneath you. Okay, so hips and spine are directly on top of the sit bones. And so the reason I'm cueing you in Hero's Pose is because I feel like this is a great pose for right now and celebrating all of our heroes. And it's also going to teach us maybe a lesson or the theme for today's class. Because what I'm actually going to have you do from here is take a nice deep breath, maybe find a little bit more lift, and then exhale, settle. And on your next inhale, you're going to drop up to where your hip bones are directly stacked on top of your thighs and your knees. And you are going to tuck your toes under. So your toes are flexed. The pads of your toes are engaged with the floor, your mat, if you're on your mat. And then you're going to sit back. So this is toes pose, or I think some people cue it as screaming toes pose. Maybe you are discovering why it is called that, because maybe right away there's some just reminder of all the little tendons, all the muscle and connective tissue that is in the bottom of our feet that we probably don't give nearly as much attention to, and maybe the feeling is getting more and more pronounced as moments go by. And this pose and really our practice and everything that we're going about our days and our weeks right now, whatever that means, is here to remind us that all of it is temporary, right? So as we're in this pose, again, not seating again, and if you need to come up for a minute, you can, but then maybe you come back down and just lean into things a little bit. Remember to breathe, remember to trust your breath, remember to trust yourself. And remember that this is temporary. All right, so now come up onto your hips, untuck the toes, and maybe you just kind of pat the top of your feet into the mat. Hopefully that feels good. Maybe a little thing to keep in your back pocket and give those really small muscles, all the little connective tissues in the bottom of our feet some more love sometimes. So when it comes to tabletop on your mat, and just take some time here to get comfortable. We should have that elongated spine still, so neck should be comfortable. Gaze is at your mat, palms blade wide, so you can really get all of the, as much as the palm of your hand engaged with the mat, fingers spread wide as well. Just check that shoulders are stacked over wrists, right? Elbows are in line as well. And then knees are stacked under hips. So on your next inhale, we'll tune into our breath, drop the belly, lift the gaze. We're just gonna wake up the spine the first few minutes here, and then tuck, and with an exhale, round the spine for cat. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the gaze, drop the belly, and exhale, round. 1 more. Inhale, and exhale. Awesome. We're gonna bring our left hand so that it's directly under our face, and that gives us the ability to bring that right arm up and out to the side. Maybe you lift it all the way to the ceiling, and then we're threading it through. So it's called thread the needle. You're gonna bring that hand in between your knees and that left hand. Maybe bring the left hand, extend it up. Awesome. Right shoulder can come down to the mat. You shouldn't really be crushing that shoulder at all. It should feel light, but it's just engaged with the mat, finding some spinal rotation. You could always take a half bind here, a little more of a balance. Bring that left arm behind the back. As always, and I love seeing lots of familiar faces, remember this is your practice. Take whatever you need to, and then leave the rest. One more full inhale, and stay for the exhale. Next inhale, plant that left hand, come up on the shoulder, and bring that right hand out and up once more, and then rest it back on the mat. We're in tabletop again. Awesome, now plant that right hand under the face, gazes down, lifting that left hand up and out, and thread the needle on the other side. Bring that left shoulder down. Again, you can take a half bind if you want, or you can bring that right hand, extend the arms, straighten the elbow. Feel a nice opening in the right side. One more deep inhale, and stay for the exhale. Plant the right hand, come up on that left shoulder, sweep all the way up, and hand comes back to the mat. Awesome, so we're gonna come into a supported side bridge. So the top of your right foot is gonna come out off the mat. So you're basically just like hinging at the knee and just bringing that right foot off the mat. The left leg is gonna come straight and it's gonna go to the back of your mat. Hand can come to hip here, right? So just check in where you are. This probably looks familiar if you were to take a supported side bridge where you just drop that bottom knee. Awesome, so check in. You can always have a bend in that bottom elbow, but really should have your shoulder stacked over your wrist. Okay, hand can stay on the hip or you can raise it up above. You can keep that left foot engaged with the mat or float it up. It's a little bit kind of like bird dog action, but we're on our side with that extended leg. Stay here, or another option to bend at the left knee. So now my left foot is coming back. I can reach behind me. Don't splay that knee out at a weird angle, but you can catch that left foot with your left hand for a quad stretch. Awesome. Again, take whatever you need. Great, so release that left foot. It's gonna come back down to the mat. The top hand, wherever it was, bring it to your left hip. Okay, we're going to become light on that bottom hand, and we're gonna hinge up, come into gate. You maybe even wanna give yourself a little bit of a push up. Good, and we're gonna reach that right hand up and over, opening up that right side body. Good, so we're getting those last few ranges of motion, making sure our spine is totally ready to practice. Good, so this is gate pose. You can always take your hand off the hip and stretch it along the left leg. Deeper stretch here in the right side. Awesome, we're gonna windmill hands down to the mat. Knee comes back down on the left side, and we're gonna pivot that right foot back on the mat. So we're back in tabletop. Good, take a moment here. Maybe you do one cow-cat just to reset. Awesome. Come to this side so you can see me. Great, so now we're gonna pivot that left ankle, that left foot out to the side of our mat, extending that right foot. So we're in supported side bridge here. Hand can come to hip. Be wherever you are. You can always lift that top leg for a balance. Bend that right knee, reach back, and press that right foot into the palm of the right hand. Maybe you gaze down and just check everything's all good. Wrist Is stacked on their shoulder, their left arm. If you reach back to catch that right foot, extend it back out now, bring it back down to the mat. Coming into gate pose on this side. So lift yourself up, opening up and over. Engaging that left side body now. Right hand can go down the right leg, either to the thigh or the outside of your shin. Gaze is wherever feels comfortable. And as we wrap up our warm-up, just tune into that breath. I've talked about the Ujjayi breath, where you inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Awesome. Windmill hands back down to the mat. And you can sit back into a child's pose for a moment. So knees go to the outside of your mat. Sit bones come back, arms come forward, forehead can come to the mat. Maybe you give yourself a little forehead massage. You can always come back to this point whenever you would like. Awesome. Lifting up through tabletop, knees come back under hips. We're gonna tuck the toes under, lift the hips, and press back to down dog. Taking micro movements here to feel comfortable. So feel the energy shift. If you lift the hips back a little bit more, scissor them towards your thighs, you're gonna feel the stress come out of the wrists. Good, feel light in the shoulders. You can always have a bend in the knees. Your heels definitely do not need to touch the mat. Good, keep breathing. Keeping hips square, we're gonna try something here. Become light and lift up that left hand, and maybe you reach it back for your leg. Good, so we're in like a three-legged dog now. Awesome, you should feel your core engaged, arm engaged, but again, keep those hips square. Now bring left hand back to the mat where it was. Become light, maybe you just lift the hand and you just put it back down. Or maybe you lift that right hand and bring it to your right thigh. Awesome. Bring it back. Good. One more deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, glide forward to a high plank. Good. Shift the energy forward. So maybe toes come forward a little bit more. Knees can be on or off the mat. You're going to lower all the way down. Hands come under shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Gentle cobra. Nice gentle chest opener here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, you can tuck the toes and lift up to a high plank, or you can come through tabletop and head back to down dog. Inhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, and step to the front of your mat. Nice purposeful steps there. Good, inhale, flat back. Just like we were sitting before, right? Tall spine. Exhale, fold forward. First forward fold, so bring feet hip distance apart. And just let everything fold. You can bring hands to elbows. Let everything about the head just hang. Maybe you find stillness, or maybe you take some time to bend into the left knee, straightening the right, feeling an extra bend in the hamstring here. And then take it on the other side. Good. Hands come down to the mat if they were in ragdoll. And inhale, lift all the way up to extended mountain. Great. Exhale, hands to a heart center. Good. Inhale, lift all the way up once more. And now you're gonna fold, hinge at the hips, fold all the way forward. Stay with me, we're just gonna lift and step one, it's your left foot back. So we're in a low lunge here. Good. Now plant the hands and step the right foot back to meet your left, high plank. Hinge straight back to down dog. So we're taking some sun salutations, but modifying them a little bit. Good. Inhale, gaze forward, hinge forward, high plank. We're gonna bring that left foot back again. Forward again. Good. Inhale, back foot comes to meet the front, and we're in a forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to your sides. Inhale, hands come up once more. And exhale, forward fold. So now we're gonna take the right side. So right leg goes back. We're in a low lunge. Good. Hands plant. Left foot goes back as well. High plank. Exhale, hinge the hips back. Downward facing dog. Exhale, glide forward. And step that right foot forward. Good, we're in a low lunge. Bring that back foot to meet the front. Forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, hands come through, heart center to your sides. Inhale, hands come all the way up again. And exhale, fold all the way. This time we're gonna bring both feet to the back of the mat, high plank. And bring that energy forward again. Shift the toes forward, lower all the way. Great. Tops of the toes are engaged with the mat. We took gentle cobra before. This time I want you to plant hands under shoulders, straighten the arms. Tops of the thighs come off the mat. You're in upward facing dog. Gaze can be up. Awesome. On your next inhale, shift the hips up, flip the toes over, downward facing dog. Great, maybe come down to the mat for a moment. Maybe you take a child's pose, take a couple breaths, take a sip of water. And I'm just gonna explain briefly. So my new favorite sequence is what we call a mandala flow. And so today it's just gonna be really important that you listen to what I'm saying, because you're not always gonna be able to see me. Because we are gonna make our way all the way around our mat. And we're gonna do it in both directions. So we're gonna start with one side and make our way all the way around, and then all the way back the other way. And I love not only the flow, but also, you know, it's a great reminder that we may not always see what's coming up ahead. Right? And not everything is laid out perfectly, actually. I don't know when it ever is laid out perfectly for us. But just being open to kind of the unknown and maybe going outside of our comfort zone. And all of us have been there many, many times. And this is just going to be one more of those times. So be open to what this flow is. It's, again, maybe you're going to be facing away from me at certain points, so just listen and follow along. So we're going to meet down dog. Inhale, you're going to bring your right leg high, back up behind you. Good. Exhale, you're going to draw it in, knee to nose, and plant that right foot. So we're going to take that low lunge again, but we're going to bring that left knee down to the mat, untuck the toes. And we're going to come into low lunge with arms raised. Great. Take a moment to settle the shoulders, relax them down. While the hands reach up. And then exhale, goal pose. You lean into that right knee a little bit more. Good. Inhale, draw the hands up again. Exhale, hands come to center. Okay, so just check in before we do this that your feet are not on an even plane, right? Hips are face forward, so my feet are on uneven planes, because otherwise that would make this really hard. You can stay here, or you're gonna tuck the toes under and lift off of that back knee. Good. Runner's lunge. We're gonna take a twist. So you're gonna twist to your right side. You can stay here, or you can hinge forward and take the twist, bringing the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Awesome. Feel the commitment in the bend of that right knee and the right leg. Good. Back leg's engaged as well. Okay, so stay with me. You're here, right? We're facing out to the right side of our mat. We're gonna open up to the left side. A lot of you have been here before. We're gonna open up to warrior two. So try to make it a fluid motion, okay? We're gonna inhale, twist open to the left side of our mat. Bring that left foot down so it's parallel with the back of our mat, warrior two. I see you, this is awesome. Good, these look great. Own this space. Most expansive pose that many of us have. So just take a moment to be here. Good, gaze out either side of the body, gaze out over the fingertips. We're gonna inhale, hands come to touch above our head. And we're gonna bring those right feet in, so now both of our toes are facing out the same side of our mat. Good. Hands are gonna come to heart center. We're gonna bend down, we're gonna do a side lunge, bend down on our left side. So maybe you toe heel the left leg underneath your hips a little bit more, make it a little bit easier. Awesome, so this is called Skandasana, but we know it as a side lunge. So you're gonna bend into that left knee, so you can stay here, or you can bend a little bit more. Good, keeping that right leg straight. Little bit of a balance here. You can always lift up, you can always tend to your hands if you're feeling a little wobbly, lift up those right toes. Awesome. Good. So now wherever you are, hands are gonna come to the mat. They're gonna frame out the left foot, and you're gonna point both toes. So you guys should be facing the back of your mat. Are you facing the back of your mat? Good. Awesome. So we're in this low lunge again, but with the back foot raised. We're gonna come light on that right leg. Step it forward. We're in a forward fold. Awesome, so you're forward folding to the back of your mat. I will tell you everything you need to do to get back to the front. So just follow my words. I will guide you along. So inhale, arms come up, sit bones come back, sit into chair pose. So it's a squat with the toes together, knees together, thighs engaged. And we breathe. Remember what I said earlier, this is temporary. Maybe you lift your arms up a little bit more, maybe you sit back a little bit more. Maybe you smile through this. Think about your teammates smiling wherever they are doing this. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale to a flat back. And hands come down to the mat. We're gonna step that left foot back. Good. Untuck the toes as you bring the knee down. So we're in that low lunge. We're gonna lift the arms up. We're going through the same poses to get to the front of our mat again. Okay, so exhale, bend into that right knee, goal post the arms. Inhale, raise the arms up, low lunge. Tuck the toes under, you can bring hands to heart. Again, make sure that feet are on uneven planes. As you lift that left knee, good, runner's lunge. Take the twist, you're turning to the right side of your mat. You're turning towards that right leg. Good, stay tall or hinge forward. Awesome, we're gonna take that cool move where we're opening up to warrior two. So we're facing out one side, we're gonna open up, twist the hips out to the opposite side of your mat. Warrior two. Inhale, gentle warrior. Toes come to the same side as that left toes. And then hands come to heart. We're taking that Skandasana side lunge into the left side. So bend into that left leg as much as you want to. Good. Left side lunge. Hands come to the mat, frame out the left foot. Toes both face the front. Now you're facing me once more, as long as I explained that correctly. All right, and we step back. We're in a high plank, and then hinge back to down dog. Stay here. If you need a second to regroup, take those moments, take those breaths. And we are gonna finish our mandala flow, doing it on the left side, going the opposite direction. We're on our mat. It's gonna be the same sequence. All right, so inhale, sweep that left leg high and back. And exhale, draw knee to nose and plant the left hand. Left foot. Bring that right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, low lunge with arms raised. Good. Exhale, goal post the arms, bend into that left knee a little bit more. Awesome. Inhale, raise the arms up. Come a little bit later. Great. Bring hands to heart. Check in with the planes of the feet. Tuck those right toes under. Lift up, runner's lunge. Now you can take that twist high, challenging your balance, or you can bring that right arm to hook on the outside of your left knee. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna take this cool move, right? We're gonna open up into warrior two. So now my hip bone's facing the opposite side of the mat. Check in with that right foot, parallel with the back of the mat. Gaze out, own this warrior. We find grounding in the legs as we lift up through the torso. Good. Inhale, gentle warrior. Those left toes come to face the same side as the right. Great. And we're gonna take that side lunge, but now we're gonna bend into that right leg. So maybe you bring the toes underneath a little bit more and come down halfway or all the way. Good, we're kind of balancing on those right toes. You can keep the foot planted. Whatever feels good, bring tented fingers to the mat. Maybe you flex those left toes. Feel a nice stretch in the left leg. Good, and now bring hands to surround the right foot. Face both feet to the back of the mat. And step forward. Great, we're gonna forward fold. You're facing away from my horse, you're facing the back of the mat. Inhale, flat back. And chair pose. So exhale, sit bones come back, arms come up. Great. Sit back a little bit more than you did before. These poses remind us to find ease with the effort. A lot of times that ease is that we are in a position to even be able to do this. Awesome. Exhale, fold, let it all go. Great. Inhale, halfway lift. Now we're going to send that right leg back, right toes to the back of the mat. Untuck the toes, bring the knee down. Great. Raise the arms up. And we're in that low lunge, arms raised. Exhale, goal, push it open, bend a little more into that left leg. Inhale, arms come up. Great. Exhale, hands to heart. Wherever you are, or if you have tried this balance before or haven't, try it again. Lift up that right knee after you've untucked the toes. Runner's lunge, take the twist. You can stay tall, or you can hinge forward. Hook the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Great, use your core, open up, warrior two. These motions getting a little more fluid the more we try. Good, so we're warrior two to the back of our mat now. Right, bend into that left knee. One more full inhale. And exhale, let it settle. Inhale, gentle warrior, hands come up overhead, toes face out the same side of the mat. Bending into that right knee now, so I'm gonna tip it under my knee, settle the hips down. Good. Awesome. You can always, if you're struggling with the balance, you can always bring hands to the mat. Great, so we're gonna bring hands now to surround that right foot. Good, we're in this low lunge again that we were in before. And now we're gonna send that right foot back, high plank, and hinge back to down dog. Yay! Mandala flow. Take a moment, maybe you bring knees down, maybe you take a child's pose, maybe you take a sip of water. Whatever you decide to do, I want you to take 5 deep, intentional breaths. I know you're muted, but let me hear those breaths. Wherever you are, take what you need. Stay here longer if you need to, otherwise you're going to meet in downward facing dog. Awesome, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to gaze back to our toes and intentionally bring one hand at a time to the back of our mat. So we're in a forward fold on the back of our mat. Awesome. Hands come to hips, and we're going to hinge all the way up to stand. Great. So we're going to do a little bit of balancing. I know there were some balances in the mandala flow, but we're going to take a walking balance series. So we're used to tree pose. We're going to start with tree, but then we're going to walk to the front of our mat, okay, with a few other balance poses. So we're going to ground down through the right foot. Maybe you set your gaze on something that's not moving and bring the left knee out to the side of your mat. Heel can come to your ankle, inside of your calf, or inside of your thigh. But really you want to make sure that the hips are square, right? That they're not skewed. And just tune in. Balances are so great, not only to build strength, but also to build confidence. It's really exciting when you can balance or even just learn resilience, right? Fall out of this pose, just get right back into it. Maybe you've grown your branches. I know some of you are outside. Maybe you're saluting to the trees that are around you. Awesome. If you grew your branches, if you had your arms outstretched, bring them back to center. And you're gonna bring your left knee forward. We haven't set it down. You bring your left knee forward and take a step. So now we're kind of in the middle of our mat. Okay. So you're gonna bring palms face down, almost kind of like we're flying, because that's what's coming. Okay. And you're gonna become light on that right foot until it floats up off the mat. And now we're completely just engaged with that left planted flag. Right foot is flexed. If you find turbulence, no worries. Up dog in the chest, right? We had that upward facing dog earlier. So can you draw the shoulders back a little bit? Open up the collarbone. Palms face down, ride out your airplane. Yeah. Oh. Good. So we're gonna hinge again. That right knee is gonna come forward and we'll finally land. So bring that step with the right foot. And we're gonna come into dancer pose. For some of us, it'll be a quad stretch. So now you're just gonna ground down through that right foot. And that left hand is gonna come back. I'm gonna bend the left knee and reach back. To keep the chest open, shoulder back, I like to grab where my palm's facing the outside. Okay. If that doesn't feel great, you can always just palm face in. Now you can stay here. All right, this is a great pose. Or you can come into dancer. Right hand is gonna come forward. And again, just try it if you've never done this before. So you're just gonna kick that left foot into the left hand, and that quad's gonna go back. Knees are kind of still in a side by side. Don't splay it out wide. I'm running out of room because I'm bumping into my staircase, but we're gonna come forward. Right hand is forward. Good. Dancer. And exhale, release. Good. All right, intentionally take those few steps back. And now we're in the back of our mat again. Deep inhale. And exhale, reset. Great. Ground down through that left leg now. Become light on the right. Knee comes to the outside of the mat. And take tree on the other side. Awesome. Just make sure not to put your heel or apply pressure to the knee. Hands can be on your hips at heart center. You can grow those branches. If you're swaying a little bit, just means you're in a really good tree. Think about the other day, how much those trees were moving around. I learned so much, not only from the poses, but also what these poses mean. But trees, even though they're standing their ground, rooting down, they're still flexible to kind of move with what's coming at them. So you can learn a lot from a tree. Good. Hands come back in. That right knee comes forward. Okay, we're gonna come into airplane. So take that step with the right foot. Hands come back and we take foot. Good. The left foot should be flexed. This flying foot is engaged, right? Just as much as we're grounding down, the left foot is lifting. The left leg is lifting. Good, palms face down, up dog in the chest, gaze is forward of my mat. Awesome. Inhale, can you get a little bit lighter, just as much as that right foot is grounding you? Awesome. Now we're gonna hinge that left knee forward. Great, and take another step. So step with that left foot. And we're gonna take dancer. So you're gonna reach back with the right hand. Again, palm face out. And then catch that right foot. Stay here. I'm gonna run out of room, so I'm gonna step back a little bit, but stay where you are. Okay, stay here. Or left hand can come forward. And we're gonna kick that right foot into the hands and come into dancer. I often find balance poses, you're like holding your breath just to try to stay in the pose, but don't do that. Let it anchor you. Good, and exhale, release. Maybe you just pedal out the feet a little bit. And inhale, hands come all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, hands come to the mat. Step both feet back. We're in a high plank. And we're going to float back to down dog. You can hinge straight back, or you can lower halfway or all the way. Gentle cobra, or upward facing dog. And then hips go high, downward facing dog. Good. Knees are gonna come down. We're in kind of a tabletop, just to transition. Knees are going to tuck under. So now we're sitting down. Good, so knees are up, feet are engaged with the mat. Hands are gonna be behind you, fingers facing the back of the mat. All right, so we've been in tabletop before. We're gonna take a reverse tabletop. So plant the hands. Okay, you can come up a little bit, or you can lift the hips all the way up, reverse tabletop. Good. Breathe here. Maybe you lift the toes. Good, plant them down. Maybe you lift the heels. Good, lower them down. Exhale, release. Good. Hands are gonna come forward, palms face up. Great, and we're gonna come light on the feet until they float up, one and then the other. So we're in bow pose. I know I did this a few weeks ago. This is always a great place to transition down to our mats. So stay here. Maybe you lift your hands up. Maybe you straighten out the legs. Good. Maybe try to lift a little bit higher. Are we breathing? Are we smiling? Are we shaking? And exhale, lower. Your time for one bridge. Whatever's gonna feel best. Maybe you wanna take a supported bridge today. I'm sure you have lots of workouts and things going on. You can always take something and put it underneath your sacrum. Otherwise, you're gonna take a traditional bridge. So palms face down on the mat. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, lift the hips. You can always bind the hands underneath your back. The goal here is not really to hyperextend, just to feel strong. Thighs are working, glutes are working. Two more breaths. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Inhale. And we exhale, one vertebrae at a time. Be so intentional about this. Lower all the way down to the mat. Great. Crossing your right ankle over the top of the left knee. All right, we're gonna take a reclined half pigeon, figure 4. Before you lift up, okay, lift the left knee towards you, I just wanna take your right hand and kind of press into the inside of your right thigh. Maybe this is where you are today. You should feel a great stretch in the hip flexor. Sometimes we're quick to say, okay, we need this pose we need the fullest extension of this pose, but if we go right by all the different stages, maybe this is like, yeah, we haven't been here in this stretch for quite some time. So you can always stay here, or you can modify, bring left hand, right hand to wrap around the outside of the left knee. Excuse me, left thigh, draw it in. You can stay here, you can extend that left foot up to the ceiling. Wherever you are, take what you need. Let that heart rate come down. Check in with anything that you don't need to be stressing right now. Just let it go. Release both feet, become engaged with the neck. And we'll take it on the other side. So left ankle comes to the top of the right knee. Maybe take the palm of that left hand and press that left knee out a little bit. Stay here or pull that right thigh. Good, you can extend that right leg up to the ceiling. Flexing both feet. Relaxing all the non-essential muscles. Good, and release. We'll take a supine twist. So you have lots of options. You can keep both knees bent, or you can extend that right leg long. Gonna draw the left knee in. If you kept both knees bent, you're just gonna shift your hips over to the left a little bit as you drop that left knee down. If you wanna put something underneath that left knee, gaze can be out over the left shoulder to deepen the twist a little bit. All of this, and I don't mean the poses necessarily, but all of this is temporary. I'll be honest, I've been feeling really stressed the last couple of days, you know, kind of these ebbs and flows and what are even days anymore, but of just not being together and not being able to do all of the things in the way that I want to do them. So yeah, we head to our mats, we head to whatever workout's gonna remind us that we are cut out for this, we can do this, and we will all be together again. Draw that left knee back up to center, maybe extend it long. And then bring that right knee. Now we're gonna drop over to the left side. Again, take whatever version of this supine twist that you would like. Gaze out to deepen the twist over the right shoulder. Draw that knee back up to center and take any last movements here before we just find a few moments of stillness. You can draw knees in, hug them in. You can take a happy baby. Palms of the hand come to the outsides of the tops of the feet, wrap around, bend the knees in, massage the back with the mat. Or you're just really ready to take those few moments of stillness. So draw the left foot to the left side of the mat, right foot with the right corner of the mat. Palms can be face up. We've got this. We have this community. And you have all of those moments in your life so far where maybe there was this little part of you saying you're not cut out for it. But you are. You did. You've accomplished things that I know we are all very proud of. So take those moments to relax. And remember that we can do this because we have before. Become aware of your surroundings. Maybe in a way that you weren't before. And bring arms up overhead to stretch and draw knees into your chest. Good, rock over to either side. And use that top hand to lift yourself up to a comfortable seat. Find a tall spine again. If it's in your practice, draw your hands to your heart. And just again, take a moment to recognize all the other people in this call, all the other people tuning in, all your teammates, all your coaches. Even though we have to be physically distant, we are most certainly together. The light and the love in me salutes that very same in every single one of you. And with gratitude, I bow to all of you. Namaste.